gentlemen, engines, aliens, fish people, Margaret Thatcher, and everything in between. I am, as ever, Sir Topham Hatt, bon vivant and international playboy, available in more countries than ever before. It seems as though Christmas has once again reared its ugly head and popped through the chimney of life, and so I feel it is my duty as sovereign of the island to make a little speech to celebrate the festivities. Of course, when I say Christmas, I don't mean to exclude or include, but primarily exclude any other holidays that may be arriving. Goodness knows I don't need another discrimination lawsuit on my hands. Oh, it's bad enough with the Sodor ladies against general segregation being been on my generously sized rear end about the lack of women on my workforce, but I tell them, I say to them, what about those refreshment ladies that are always missing trains, and all those Mrs. Kindleys that are stocking houses, and my personal collection of Thai masseuses? They're all classified as women. Well, most of the masseuses are. Some of them are from the Philippines. But strangely, this doesn't seem to pacify those silly kitchen-bound biddies. Oh, dear. That's probably going to be another settlement there. Oh, well. In any case, rest assured that I'm happy to celebrate all major winter holidays, and even some minor ones. So, to start off, if you can start off in about 5 minutes into a speech, let me just wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Eid al-Adha, Diwali, Bodhi Day, Kwanzaa, Crazy Kwanzaa, Winter Solstice, Festivus, Mestivus, Blessed of us, bless this house of us, Mashed Turkey Eating Day, which is, of course, my own special celebration, of course. You may have noticed a small pause there. This is so you could edit in your own particular celebration of choice, so that you don't feel left out. I can't, of course, remember all of them. It's hard enough trying to remember the basics, but if you want to have a personalised recording of me sharing the holiday in question, simply send a truckload of money on the back of a postcard to the following address: Sir Topham Hatt, Stately Hat Manor, Sodor Island, ISO 11AA. You got that down? You better have, I should have mentioned a pen or a paper or something. Well, I assume that it's going to be there for... Oh, it's gone. Now that's out of the way. I like to move on to something very important. Snow safety. Now, I personally feel very qualified to talk about this, given that I spent 4 years at the University of Belfast doing a Bachelor of Snow Sciences. But given how many snow and ice-related incidents I've had the misfortune to witness, it makes me a very practical person to know everything about snow. Now let's get one major problem straight out of the way. Just in essence 6, if I can break it down absolutely fundamentals, at the end of the day, simply put, don't get covered in bloody snow! Now, I know you sat at home or watching this on your miniature video player somewhere, possibly in your automobile, in which case mind that pedestrian. Anyway, if you're watching this thinking, Topham, surely no one would be stupid enough to get themselves covered in snow, well, let me just say to you, you don't get that personal with me, Matey Boingle. It's Sir Topham, and don't you forget it.
That's right.
Now, secondly, you would not believe how many times I've seen my engines get completely snowed under. Thomas is particularly bad for this, constantly running face first into giant mounds of snow. But there's also Henry, managed to get himself somehow covered. I don't really understand the mechanics of it, and frankly I don't care. But then there's Scarloy, managed to get involved in some instances that are so convoluted, I'm still not sure how they happen. But there he is, all covered in snow, little idiot. Oh, and if you happen to notice that if you're a very large engine like Gordon is here, making some sort of odd remarks and get covered himself in snow, bear in mind you will get your comeuppance and you will suffocate. As you can see here, yes, and Gordon fell as silent as the snow. Yes, he died. We had to get a new one. That's about the 7th Gordon. Just letting you know, that's the real dangers of snow. Snow, I like saying that, snow. I don't think I need to tell you the problems involved in getting trapped under snow. First, there's the enormous amount of hot water we need just to melt the damn stuff. And then there's the hypothermia involved with the blue skin and the hey and the, oh god, I'm dying. No, I'm not a doctor, but I think the medical term for that is Frosticus Bulgaria. But like I say, I'm not a doctor. I am, however, a magician, and an unquestionable Lord, Master, and Overlord Wizard. So yes, don't get covered in snow. Secondly, don't live in the middle of nowhere during a snowstorm. I mean, really, this should extend to don't live in the middle of nowhere full stop. But if you are a frail old woman who finds it hard to leave her bedroom, just move to a retirement home. Ideally, somewhere in the middle of nowhere that I don't have to deal with it, because frankly, the city is full of old people and I don't need more of you. But retirement homes are ideal for this sort of thing. I mean, the staff are lovely people, there's lots of friends, the food is full of some nutrients and vitamins, and, you know that your money is safe to that rather sifty-looking nurse that comes to your room at 2 o'clock in the morning. It means that if it does snow quite badly, you won't be absolutely stranded. Or if you are absolutely stranded, at least you've got other people to feed off in some sort of humongous big array of cannibalistic Olympics. I'd like to point out, it was only through my goodwill and kindness that Mrs. Kindly lives to this day. If it weren't for me, she never would have escaped that cottage. She would have had to eat her own leg, and her house would have eventually been torn down. As it is now, actually. I think it's some kind of burger stand now. Ooh, could do with a burger. Thirdly, do make sure you wear a snowplow. No matter how much it cramps your style, or it's not hip, it's important that you always wear a snowplow in snowy weather. Unless you have a cow catcher, or its equivalent, the pheasant catcher, which I know didn't catch on, but it still does the same thing. It catches pheasants just like it catches cows. But the pheasant catcher catches pheasants, not the... Yeah, anyway. Oh, if you just don't feel like it, I'm aware that some of you don't actually get fitted for snow plows, so maybe you can form a similar concept based on your individual needs. I personally recommend tying shovels to your feet so you don't have to lift the snow out of the way as you walk. You may think this is rather uncomfortable, but I've not heard Wiggles complain once. In fact, I haven't really heard Wiggles of late. He did say he was going out for a walk and he may miss some time. Finally, don't let yourself be chased by some kind of giant snowman. And I think that one speaks for itself. The 70s. So make sure you follow my advice and we can all be guaranteed a delightful end to the year. And what a year it's been. Do you remember that volcano burping all that ash into the air? All the aeroplanes having to be grounded because they couldn't see? I remember laughing at those idiots running the Sodor airfield. Look at Harold here. He doesn't know what to do. Oh no, I can't see anything. I think I'm going to crash. Oh, Mayday, Mayday, save my life. Tell my wife I love her. Funny stuff. Never did find out where he crashed, so probably should look for him someday. Oh well. And of course there was those miners trapped in the mine in Chile, as opposed to those miners that were trapped on the moon, which was a different case, and a little bit more difficult to extract. 69 days I went down there, and I think that was deemed to be some sort of record. We can chop that. Thomas went into our mine a few years ago, and he was down there for months, just floating about in a raft, floating away. Off he goes, and he's gone. In retrospect, we probably should have been looking for him rather than singing songs about looking for him, but that was the style of the time. It was a policy and procedure that should we want to do anything, we'll just sing about it, as indicated here. And here. Gee, would you rather do the real thing, or would you rather listen to that irritating, high-pitched, repetitive, and uncreative piece of music? I know which the answer I would pick. Yes. Speaking of our films, that reminds me, we had that old Misty Island debacle this year.
That's right.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what happens with that. Something about rescue centres, illegal logging operations, there may have been something Japanese, I don't know. To be honest, I think it was someone was smoking the old Jormy wood when they wrote that one.
That's right.
But it does mean a few things. I know now that I own 2 islands, and I'll wager that's more islands than you own, Peasant McGee.
That's right.
Well, I must draw this presentation to a close, as I've got a lovely dinner waiting for me at home. That's right. The wife decided not to cook this year. I'm only joking, dear. But seriously, her cooking is terrific. I've had so many malnutrition problems. I can't stand the throwing up anymore. My ribs hurt. That curried pudding. I can still remember the curried pudding. Oh, Jesus. Oh, sweet Lord. Oh, yeah, fortunately, Wiggles is a damn hand with the old pots and pans. It's pretty good with the food as well. So it's a Christmas treat indeed. And if it's not, then we'll just eat Wiggles. But I'm sure I'll be so stuffed that I'll only have 2 desserts this year. I hope I can stay awake to catch the Queen. Or at least some regal equivalent. Bit of a dry choker, I find, but, must keep in favour with the crown, Frankly, it's only through her contracts that I keep this Mickey Mouse operation of a railway going. Wow, if anyone really saw my business strategies, I'd be so out of business. Those fools that travel on our trains. Don't they know that our coaches are actually held up by sticky tape? They don't know that every ticket they buy is a contract of death. And here's hoping you receive many lovely presents. I myself got a lovely lump of coal off Thomas, and with the current energy crisis, is worth its weight in gold, as opposed to my gold, which is currently being burnt up in various ways. I also made sure Wiggle received a nice surprise. I've given him a new home. I admit it's a bit of a fixer-upper, but you wouldn't believe how cheap it was. I hope Percival enjoys the present I got for him. That'll be it now. Yes, we may not be seeing much of him now in the year, or ever again for that matter. And with that happy thought in our minds, allow me to finish by saying, Merry celebration of your choosing, and have a happy baconed New Year.